Hi, I'm Bryan Rutberg, the founder and principal of 3C Comms, the customer connection company. And today we're going to talk about building a messaging framework. What's a messaging framework? A messaging framework is a single source of truth document that tells you and reminds everybody in your organization the way you want to come across to the folks that you need to reach most, your customers, your partners, your employees, whether you are promoting your company, a project, a product, a service, or some initiative that you're running. A messaging framework reminds you how you're going to talk about it, and developing one takes you through the exercise of finding the things that are going to be most impactful to the audience you want to reach, what's going to make them want to engage with you, and what's going to give them a single story across all of the touch points in your relationship. The best way to go through it is to actually go through it. Let me walk you through the development of a real simple messaging framework for a restaurant that I'd love to really open someday. We're going to call it Bryan's Rutburgers, and it's a different kind of burger joint. Let me go on. I like to start with the themes. If you start in the middle, you get to go up into greater levels of abstraction. Think about it as like going from about 5,000 feet up to 25 or 30,000 feet. And then you can go down into very specific things that reinforce the themes, and that's getting down to ground level and how people actually experience whatever it is your messaging framework is about, your company, your product, your project, your services, and so on. In this case, I've decided that the things that are going to make a difference with my audience are that the food is delicious, it is sustainably grown and locally sourced, I've got new cool things to try, and it's not your typical fast food atmosphere. Let me show you what that means as we fill in the top. The top of the messaging framework does get you to greater levels of abstraction, right? We delight customers by letting them create unique and delicious meals in a comfortable and classy atmosphere, right? The target audience identifies who I think is going to show up and who's going to be driven to emotion and then to action as I message and market and communicate with them. The desired perception is super important. That is what gets you to what do you want people believing? What would you want them to say after they encounter your message? Messages need to be encountered multiple times to really cut through the clutter, but ultimately I want people who get my message to think that they're getting food that's good for them and their family. They can try things they've never tried before. They get healthy food at a good price, and it's good to bring the kids, or it's good to come on a date night, and it's part of a full evening's entertainment, right? Benefit statement, overall key message, the value proposition we looked at a moment ago, those things are relatively similar. Remember, the point is for you to think these things through. Enjoy the struggle a little bit to come up with unique articulations of your value and the benefit that your audience is going to get. And that makes you a crisper communicator when you start to get into the details, which we do here, where I take a key message that I explode out from the individual one word or short phrase theme, and I start to articulate how I want it to come across as I get into levels of detail. With delicious, if every burger is prepared to your specifications and satisfaction, cooked the way you want with your own choice of condiments and sides, that's delicious, right? New things to try. I want people to associate me with comfort food, but to know that they're getting a mix of the familiar and some new stuff that's going to be in a familiar package like a burger, but it's going to offer them something different. Maybe we'll put eggplant or a fried egg on the burger. Maybe they'll choose to use one of our 63 different condiment choices, not just mustard, lettuce, and mustard, ketchup, and mayonnaise. We'll get into the details in just a moment as we get to the supporting points and stories that you tell. Look at new things to try. Because we're a different kind of burger joint, we're offering 7 different kinds of patty. If I want to promote lamb on Twitter this week, and I want to promote a chicken burger on Facebook, both cases, Emphasizing that I have new things to try, you can see it ladders up to the theme of new things to try. Right? If someone wants to try ghost pepper hot sauce, or they want to try, remember when sriracha wasn't a thing the way it is now? Maybe we introduce something, the next hot new thing. All of these things that you see here, including over on the left under Delicious, a winner of Seattle's Best Burger from Seattle Magazine, or under New Things to Try, an award winner for the most creative menu in the family dining category. We're emphasizing that we're delicious, we source sustainably and locally. There's all sorts of cool stuff that goes beyond the average burger, and we are not the kind of place where you need to worry about how clean the place is, right? All of these things become part of a messaging framework that together in total represents the story I want to tell however someone is engaging with us across social media, my website, a brochure, if I'm giving a presentation, if I'm at a trade show, if I put together a commercial or a video online, or if I'm putting posters up around town. All of these things make sure that I'm always getting the same key points across to my audience so that they recognize me and they start to know my story in a way that builds a connection with that customer base. That's it. You want more great tips like this? Go to our website and scroll down to the bottom of the homepage. Give us your name and your email address, and we'll add you to our mailing list for occasional mails. We won't spam you. We won't fill your inbox. Or get in touch if you feel like we can help you develop your messaging framework or start to build great communications based on the framework once you've got it. Thanks. See you around.